Hey everybody, here is a worksheet for Unit 7, Balancing Chemical Equations. You should have this in your hand now. And I just want to remind you how this works. I'm going to split it up like this and remind you that we have reactants over here and we have products over here. And the mass of all the reactants have to equal the mass of all the products. And the way we can know that the mass of the reactants and the mass of the products are equal is we have the same number of atoms of each element on the reactant side of the equation and on the product side of the equation. So I'm going to just start by saying how many we have here. We have one copper, two hydrogen, just writing it directly below the symbol. Oops, that's the symbol for oxygen, and we show one of them. Over here, we have one copper, one oxygen, and two hydrogens. So if you look at this, you'll see we have one carbon on each side. We have one oxygen on each side, and we have two hydrogens. This equation is balanced as it is written with the coefficients 1, 1, 1, 1, but we don't have to write those in because when you write x, you don't usually just write 1x, it's just one of them. So, okay, now let's go on to reaction number 2. And for reaction number 2, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to write directly below the element 1 aluminum, 3 nitrogens. Remember, this 3 multiplies back inside the parentheses, and 9 oxygen. Here we have 1 sodium, 1 oxygen, and 1 hydrogen. So we've got to remember here that we're going to have oxygen in a couple different places on both sides of the equation. Now, I'm not going to try to balance it until the end. That's just going to be the easiest way generally to handle that. One aluminum, 3 oxygens, 3 hydrogens, 1 sodium, 1 nitrogen, 3 oxygens. So let's just leave the oxygen till the end and hope that it works out. Got some noise out in the hallway. I should have shut both my doors instead of just one of them. Hopefully that's not coming through too loud in the video. Okay, so let's look at what we don't have balanced. We don't have the nitrogens balanced at all, and we don't have the hydrogens balanced at all. Let's work on those. So to get more nitrogens on the product side of the equation, to get more nitrogens over there, I'm going to add a coefficient to balance the nitrogen. Now, we might have to come back and change this, but right now I'm going to put a 3 there, and I'm going to change the nitrogen to a 3. Oh, I've got to change everything else in that compound. That gives me 9 oxygens there. That gives me 3 sodiums there. Well, let's look at, so the nitrogens are balanced. Let's now work on the sodium. The sodium, we have 1 here, but to get 3, so it's balanced on each side, I'm going to put a coefficient of 3, and then I'm going to correct all these numbers down here. 3 sodium, 3 oxygen, 3 hydrogen. So I'm not going to worry about the hydrogen right now. I'm just going to see how it comes out in the end. Let's see. The aluminum is balanced. The nitrogen, we have 3 and 3. I'm going to get a highlighter here. Okay. That's not a highlighter. Highlighter. There we go. The aluminum has 1 and the aluminum has 1. So that's balanced. Let's move to nitrogen. The nitrogen has 3. The nitrogen has 3. The nitrogen is balanced. We're going to look at the sodium. The sodium has 3 and the sodium has 3. The sodium is balanced. Going to get a different colored highlighter for a moment. Let's go with this. Let's look at all the oxygen. Okay, here we have 9 oxygen, and here we have 3, for a total of 12. Now let's look, do we have 12 on the product side of the equation? Well, we have 3 here, and we have 9 here. Yes, we have 12 oxygen on each side of our equation. What's left? Hydrogen. Let's look at the hydrogen and hope it's balanced. I have 3 hydrogen here, and I have 3 hydrogen here because of this subscript outside. Yes, number 1 and 2 are now balanced. So that's the process of balancing the chemical equations.